We're now going to open our second slot, and we'll focus on LACE's Library Manager, sharing standards and specifications as linked data. To share their expertise, we actually have 3 speakers for that particular slot who are going to share the presentation. So welcome to Wouter Lubbers, who's linked data consultant at Semmtech. We have with us also Sander Stolk, who's head of innovation at Semmtech, and Gerrit Versteegh, who's linked data consultant also at Semmtech. So welcome to all 3 of you. And please do start. I don't know which one of you is starting. You are. Very good.
I will be the one starting. Good afternoon. Thank you for having us. So as you said, my name is Sander Stolk, head of innovation at Semmtech. At Semmtech, we assist organizations in transitioning to working in a data-driven manner. And to that end, we both offer consulting services and we develop essential tools, trying to bridge that gap also that Ivo is talking of. Develop essential tools for capturing, sharing, and applying reference data, specifically as linked data. Today, my colleagues and I will present some of the functionality of the LACES software suite, and more specifically, we will discuss its functionality for capturing and sharing standards and specifications as linked data. Using the LACES Library Manager, standards and specifications can be shared as more than documents. Each relevant passage or term can be shared using a linked data form as its own uniquely identifiable digital resource. Doing so allows others to more easily reference vital elements from a standard, link them to other material, enrich the content with ontologies, and to form a trail on how each piece of reference data has been applied in their own situation. The LACES Library Manager contains a number of different workspaces that allow users to capture important knowledge, ranging from ontologies, software blueprints, product catalogs, to standards and specifications. As I mentioned, we will focus today on the Specification Library workspaces. Standards and specifications are often in the form of sets of requirements, which we refer to here as specifications, such as requirements for objects or for activities. During the process of capturing content and subsequently publishing it as linked data, the LACES suite does not demand its users to have intrinsic knowledge of RDF and semantic web technologies. As we will show, the user interface allows anyone to easily collaborate in capturing content and to take advantage of linked data technology for sharing their reference data libraries. A number of the key features we will discuss today are methods to capture specifications or other kinds of elements, how to view all the elements that have been captured, how to link it or enrich it with ontologies published elsewhere as linked data, how one can collaborate in a team using this software, and how one relatively easily can publish it as a linked data, reference data library. To discuss these key features further, I will hand the floor to my colleague Gerrit Versteegh.
Hello? Gerrit?
Did you unmute, Gerrit?
Gerrit? You are on mute. We cannot hear you.
Sorry, I couldn't see the screen.
Now, we hear something, but it's like your microphone isn't on.
Is it working now?
Oh, now it's fine. Thank you.
Okay, yes. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Sander. I will now briefly go over each of these key features of the specification library. The first one, to capture elements as individual resources, is possible in 3 useful ways. The first one is to capture them from existing standards in PDF format. And for each relevant element in this standard, a separate linked data resource is created with their own unique identifier. And in this way, we upgrade the original standard. And in this slide, you see an example where several requirements from an existing standard are marked and identified as separate elements. Upon request, an AI algorithm can also automate this process. But publishing such content as linked data allows others to identify and refer to specific elements and create a trail from their origins to how these elements were applied in a business context. Other ways to capture the specifications within the specification library are to import them from structured data or to create them from scratch. And to gain an overview of all the modeled elements, the library provides several ways to view them. The first one is shown right here in the PDF view, and this shows the elements within the context that they were originating from. But additionally, there's also a model view and a tabular view. And here we see the model view, and the model view allows elements to be positioned in a hierarchy where the more generic ones are found higher up in the tree structure and the more specific ones are further down in the tree. The tabular view facilitates a thorough overview. The columns that you want to show can be customized and sorted, and the elements that are shown within the table can be filtered. And now we discussed how the elements can be created and edited in the different views that the LACES library facilitates. Another key feature is the functionality to link the created elements to objects that are captured in other reference data libraries that are published as linked data. And this is realized by accessing these reference data libraries through queries. In this way, the content can be enriched by linking it to existing ontologies and other standards. And this is a powerful way to supply an audience with context on, for instance, the intended application of the captured information or the references to a familiar agreed upon terminology to for an improved understanding of the information. And in this slide, you see how this works within the specification library. The desired element from the reference data library can be searched and selected from within the specification library and used to create the link from that element to the element that we have captured within our specific library. The fourth set of key features that we will touch upon in this presentation is the means to collaborate as a team when creating, maintaining, and publishing reference data. And to this end, LACES offers the possibility to assign users a set of rights depending on the role they have in the team. And this page shows you all the users that are working together in the workspace, along with the different roles assigned to them. And based on the role that the user has, they can be given the corresponding user right level to give them the functionalities that they need to perform the tasks that they have within their role. Where viewers are only able to view the content in the workspace, editors are allowed to make changes, publishers can share the content through publication mechanisms, and managers can adjust the user rights and other library settings. Another important aspect for the collaboration is the ability to review changes that were made and the option to revert back to an earlier state of the library, and the changes that are made can be found in the review tab of the LACES specification library. And here you can see all the changes that were made by the several users that are working within the workspace, and also when these changes were made. And users with a assigned role of manager could even revert the library back to a previous state. To discuss content amongst the library users, there is also the option to share comments. These comments can be shared to specific elements that we have captured within the library. And this allows you to give some extra attention to elements that are requiring extra attention. And it allows users to discuss together how to proceed with a specific element. And in fact, if you use a user tag to identify a specific user within the workspace, this user will be notified via email that a comment has been made with their name in it, and they will be notified that this comment requires their attention. And then once the content is ready to be shared, a publication feature facilitates this process in a user-friendly manner. So here we see the new publication or the update button to publish the data that we have captured within the library. And this makes it available to end users with access to the library. either through open access or restricted access, where restricted access is available by the means of basic authentication, including a username and a password, or via tokens. And the published data is conforming to linked data standards and can be queried using the standardized language Sparkle to obtain and apply the knowledge in the desired context, such as another software application. So this concludes the key features of the specification library that we wanted to show today. In this presentation, we showed the key features using screenshots, but tomorrow you can see the specification library in action. If you stop by for the demo, it's a short 10-minute demonstration, which is scheduled between 12:15 and 13:15. So please stop by if you think it's interesting, and we would be happy to see you there. But for now, I want to thank you for your time. This concludes our presentation. We hope you found it interesting. If you want more information, please do ask right now in the chat functionality that Endorse provided, or contact us using the following contact details. And then we would be happy to further elaborate on the specification library web application. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Gerrit, and thank you, Sander, as well. Also thanks for being so precisely on time. We have received a question for you. If users are sharing information with your system, do they need to buy a specific tool in order to be able to share, or are they operating through a platform?
So the data will be made available on the linked data platform, indeed. The person that shares this data doesn't lock themselves into a specific need. It's just a regular Sparkle endpoint.
Okay, well, I'm sure that's going to help indeed the audience have a look. And please remember to connect to the demonstration tomorrow, because then I think there's nothing like seeing what is happening to understand things better. And I don't know if all three of you will be available during the demonstration, or at least one of you for an exchange. But thanks for making yourselves available online through your contact details. So thank you very much to all three of you for being with us this afternoon.